Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Everybody take their seats. Thank you for coming out. It's pretty exciting. It didn't rain. Pretty excited about that. The auditorium upstairs actually kind of looks like this just in case, but it worked out. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the QSI International School of Kosovo, class of 2022, graduation ceremony and celebration. As with all graduations, it marks the end of a journey, but it also marks new beginnings. Today, we will celebrate with family, friends, faculty, and honored guests the achievement of graduation. Our graduates are tough. They've weathered the storm. They've thrived during this period of pandemic. They've built character. They've developed resilience. And as the threat recedes, our graduates have emerged stronger. They are eager and prepared for success in their lives. Congrats, graduates. Our keynote speaker today is Mr. Nicholas J. Jacoby Jr. He currently serves as the Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy here in Kosovo. He has been in Pristina with his family since September 2019. Before his assignment to Kosovo, he served as Deputy Chief of Mission in Montevideo, Uruguay, for 3 years. Prior to Uruguay, he served as the Counselor for Public Affairs at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. Also, the Counselor for Cultural Affairs in Rome. He is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service who holds the rank of Minister Counselor. Mr. Jacoby will offer us words of wisdom as our graduates set off on their next.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Hale.
Phelps, and the QSI faculty and student body for the invitation to be with you today. I've been a diplomat for 28 years, seems like a long time, and I've been a public servant for 40 years. And some things have changed since I started this journey, but what drives me remains the same. I believe in the importance of public service, and that it really and truly is a worthy vocation. As a public diplomacy professional, what excites me about my work, what gets me out of bed every morning, are the opportunities like this to meet with students, where I can talk to inspiring, talented young people who are dedicated to improving themselves and to improving their communities. So, enough about me. Let's talk about why we're here today. Today, as Mr. Hale said, is first and foremost a celebration. Today, we have 9 students, 6 boys and 3 girls, or should I say, 6 young men and 3 young women, who come from Kosovo, the United States, United Kingdom, Tajikistan, and Romania, my first overseas posting. And they've all completed their high school secondary education here at QSI. It is no easy task. And I commend you for your achievements, despite the extraordinary, unusual challenge that you faced to get here today. For the parents and the faculty out here watching today, every commencement speaker talks about the challenges that the students have faced, but this group has met some truly unique challenges. So let me talk a little bit about those. For half of your high school career, your normal lives have been disrupted, with sports, field trips, and other activities canceled, weeks, sometimes months, at home, working online, or in hybrid learning environments. In the United States, we have a common saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And while you may never fondly look back at some of the challenges and one more Zoom session and where is the mute button, I can assure you that the roadblocks that you faced and that you overcame, the lessons that you learned, will prepare you for the road ahead. In addition to the pandemic, there were also several historic events during the course of your high school career. And there's one I want to talk about, and it's a personal event for me. This year, the United States lost a truly historic leader, and Kosovo lost one of its greatest advocates, former Secretary of State, who I personally deeply respected and admired, and I was privileged to work for directly, and that was Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. During her funeral and the many commemorations of her life, many of you have heard some refer to the Secretary as the personification of the American dream. And in many ways, that was true. At age 11, fleeing persecution from the Nazi regime in Czechoslovakia, she emigrated with her family to the United States. Despite the many challenges that she faced as an immigrant and as a woman in a largely male-dominated diplomatic world, she rose to become the leading spokesperson and the embodiment for American democratic values and ideals, first as our ambassador at the United Nations in New York, and later as the first Secretary of State who was a woman. Because of the extraordinary challenges that she faced, I thought I would take the time to share some of her wisdom with you today. When asked about her drive, her motivation to continue, despite the many seemingly insurmountable obstacles that were put in her way, Secretary Albright summed it up this way. She said, "I was taught to strive not because there are guarantees of success, but because the act of striving in itself is the only way to keep faith with life." Keeping faith is having trust and confidence in yourself and inspiring hope in those around you. As many of you continue your journeys, whether it's in internships, gap years, or studying at the many prestigious institutions where you've been accepted, I hope that you will continue to strive to keep, as Secretary Albright said, keep faith with your lives. And while many may think that the American dream is uniquely American, it's not. Whether you're here in Kosovo or back in home countries or wherever you choose to call your home, you too can and should inspire and strive to make an impact. Quite honestly, the stakes are higher for you than they were when I graduated high school too long ago. Not only has the world changed rapidly in your lifetimes, but Kosovo has transformed during the 18 years that you've been in this world. And just like Madeleine Albright's life experiences guided her in her actions that made this country, Kosovo, possible. Your experience here in Kosovo and the choices that you will make not only affect your future, but affect the future of Kosovo. And this goes for those of you who are not from Kosovo, because you've had the lucky experience.
My mother urging me forward into Ms. Donika's classroom, and me being quite the same as I am today in nature, I was very timid, I was quite shy, I was very watchful, but I was always quite a bit mischievous. As I got older, some things developed. My drive started to push myself forwards. I began to test precisely what I was made up of. I wanted to see how far I could go, how hard could I become, how fast, how strong, how intelligent. And truly, I believe that that is what education is about. And I'm very thankful for this opportunity. I want to state that throughout my academic career, I went about and saw myself as the reference point. Lena was my competition. And I'm glad because today I can shake my opponent's hand and say, well done, you did it, you won, and I'm proud of you. My teachers, this institution. And I want to say that I am beyond grateful to have been chosen as the Star of the Year for the graduating class of 2022. It is an honor. Above all, I want to thank my parents who are sat with here us today, my mother and my father. Without the sacrifices that they have made throughout the years, I would not be the woman that I am today. I was raised in a household where discipline, strength, honor, virtue were core tenements. All of those I embody today. And sincerely, there are no words to describe how grateful I am. But I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I love you, Mom and Dad. Nonetheless, I want to end on a note of something that my father has repeated to me forwards and as long as I have been alive in this planet. To him, it could have been quite an ordinary phrase that we say in Albanian, grahi. You know, drive onwards, drive forwards. But that phrase has become so essential to my identity. So Dad, I stand with your words, grahi përpara, and to everyone here, bat u kry. Thank you.
Throughout my high school career, I've attended 3 different schools. Pristina High School, American School of Kosovo.
It's written by ourselves and doing what makes us feel secured and fulfilled in life. It is crucial, especially now since we are literally going out into the real world, that we learn from our mistakes and especially stay true to ourselves and stand up for what we believe in when logic and experience prove us wrong. To conclude, I'd like to give a personal thank you to the people who made this school what it is. A thank you to the teachers who tolerated our silliness at times and ensured that we got the most out of their lessons. And to Mr. Hale, who does his best to ensure that us students have a safe and open environment to come to every single day. I'd like to thank the staff who made the school what it is, and a thank you to the lovely friends that I've made who've always made sure I was well. I'd also like to give a final thank you to both my parents, who always made sure that I was on top when it came to academics and always did my best in school. Without them, I doubt I would have been this successful or say that I'm going to medical school. Thank you all for the past 2 years, and I hope that we can all make ourselves proud from this day forth.
Well, we're all here now, right? So, well, I remember walking into QSI and it being the school on the side of the road. The campus was 3 houses which we used for our classes, 2 porta cabins and 2 front yards we used to play in. Now I stand here graduating in a full-fledged campus with 5 floors for pushing me throughout all these years to be like the student I am now today. And thank you, I love you all so much.
Hi everyone. Personally, I've been waiting for this day for a very long time, to be exact, the moment that I started high school. I was all excited at first, but then reality started to become clear. There will be new responsibilities which we have to take care for. University studies, jobs, and life in general. This may be the end of a journey, but it also is the start of a way bigger one, which will shape our futures and our careers. But thankfully, to Quality School International of Kosovo, we are more than ready to go ahead first into these new challenges that wait for us on our path to success. I want to start off by thanking the staff of our school who make the school an amazing and enjoyable ambient. Our director, Mr. Don Hale, a very hard-working man who tries his best to get the best out of us in our academics and in our success overall. We have amazing teachers who really help us and want us to learn and achieve the best grades possible. I want to thank all the students at this school, especially Tristan, Giovanni, wherever he is, and Gary, who make the day fun and get me out of my boring state we have all experienced during school hours. A very big and special thank you goes to my supporting parents and sisters who really helped me and supported me during these years by being there for me during my stressful times and found a way to help me. But it also is a start of a bigger one which will shape our futures and our careers. But thankfully to Quality School International, we are more than ready to go head first into these new challenges and wait for our path for success.
It's definitely not going to rain. Guys, thank you for your remarks. They're great messages about overcoming change and challenges you guys have faced in your high school years. Now for the good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests and students, in my role as director at QSI International School of Kosovo, I have carefully reviewed your academic records for this year's graduating class. I hereby certify that these students have met and exceeded the requirements for graduation set by QSI, the country of Kosovo, and the U.S. Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. When I call your name, please come receive your diploma. Congratulations on your achievement.
It's okay.
Ready? Nicholas Bonham. Jasmine Dokudoeva. Lena Ibishi. Lendi Ibishi. Alessa Kochichi. Theo Lopez. Gert Meraku. Tristan Quigley. And last but not least, Diadze Kai.
Oh, this is for.
I would like to remind the audience to please stay seated until after the students and teachers have finished the procession down the aisle. Please join us for a reception in the cafeteria for family and faculty without students. If your brother or sister is graduating, please come. All other students, so sorry. Back to class. Graduates, at this time, move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2022.
You did it!